Hi, everybody. It is September the 12th, 2018. This is Mike Phillip here, American Rock Radio. I also do the Doghouse and Chewing the Fat with Rhea Bow over in London and the Tactical Health Podcast with Dr. Peter Glidden. I was working on a Kenworth this morning and I had InfoWars on, and Millie Weaver came in with a breaking report that sources close to the Canadian government and the Trudeau family have reported to her that Justin Trudeau is the Canadian government is actively talking about implementing the what do they call it? It's basically martial law in Canada. Now, is this verifiable? No. Is the source verifiable? No. It's an unnamed source. Hello, Gary Kemper, Jesus Gonzalez, and Space Cat. Would they implement martial law, and why? The War Measures Act. That's what it is. The Canadian War Measures Act. Now, I haven't looked into this too much. I just decided to go live and talk about it. Now, I'm guessing, like most martial law scenarios, this would suspend law. And what kind of authority would they have to do this? Would they do this? My answer is, if they thought they could get away with it, you're damn right they would. Would military and law enforcement enforce this? That's what you have to ask yourself. Would they round people up over their opinions? Would they? Would they go door to door? What would that look like? Would it be doors being kicked in at 4 a.m? Is this a response to the announcements by Maxime Bernier? I mean, you know that they're looking at the helmets, white helmets, yeah, or UN troops, right? I'm just looking at the chat for everybody watching the video. Would they follow those orders? Are those lawful orders? Would he use UN troops? Would he use foreign military wearing RCMP or uniforms? Or Canadian military uniforms? Would it be a NATO thing? That's what you have to ask yourself. Gary can spell helmets. Now, whenever a government fails spectacularly, see, I can say that, in the war on ideas, they seek to grab power. It's been often said that the last official act of any government is to loot the nation. The Trudeau government has got to be looking at polls and discovering that indeed this Maxime Bernier thing is not going away and probably going to win in a landslide. You have to look at this, okay? Maxime Bernier released a poll on Twitter where it said that basically his party doesn't even have a name yet, but they would get 17% support from the Canadian people. Now, what you got to understand is that in the last federal election, roughly between 30 and 40% of Canadians even voted, right? That means you've got approximately between 60 and 70% of the population, roughly speaking, this is not scientific, that didn't vote. Why? Because they didn't think there was anybody to vote for. They saw through the Conservatives, they saw through the NDP, they saw through the Liberals, and concluded that I'm not participating in choosing the best of three bad choices. Along comes Maxime Bernier, starts appealing to that 60%. Now, a lot of conservatives are jumping up and down and screaming that this is gonna split the vote and give the Liberals power. No, if it does split the right-wing vote, it'll also bring in people that have not voted in years. Okay? That's what I'm seeing. Now, the reason that this unnamed source gave to Millie Weaver was that there's going to be a regime change or a coup in the United States. they stated that another reason for this thinking that they might do this is because of a breakdown in the NAFTA talks. Okay? Now, those NAFTA talks, whether you like it or not, Canada, the United States could turn you into a third world country overnight. Okay, overnight. So, is this going to happen? I don't know. It was just reported on InfoWars this morning. And I thought I would come on here and talk a little bit about it, what it would look like. Would there be a massive overdrive of kicking people off of Google+, Twitter, Facebook? Rance Derrick says he called that months ago. Yeah, well, it's being reported now. It's being reported now that people close to Trudeau are saying they're talking about this. They can't beat Bernier. They definitely can't beat the watered down, pussified Andrew Scheer. That's pretty bad when you can't beat Andrew Scheer. Andy Social. Yesterday's news today, InfoWars. Yeah. So get the news out, spread this video, and I want to see in the comments your thoughts on what martial law would look like. Do you think the Canadians will fight back for their life, liberty, and property? Or would they suck the closest dick they could wrap their lips around to buy themselves 5 more minutes of freedom? What do you think? I think you know what I think. There's only 1% that fought back the bloody British in the U.S. Revolution. I was actually just going to shut things off, but I want to say this. Rachel Notley, and you saw me talking about this on my last video, just said, if the feds don't let us build our pipeline here in Alberta, we'll scrap the federal carbon tax. We won't enforce it here in Alberta. Could the provinces say, if the feds wanted to impose martial law? Do they have that authority? Or is it fake? Is it color of law? Is the War Measures Act something that does not override the provinces? I don't believe so. I mean, you've heard my thoughts on the federal government in the first place. What do you think it would look like? Leave your comments under this video. This is a short one. Do you think Justin Trudeau would implement martial law in Canada? Mike Phillip, American Rock Radio. Have a good day. Bye.